everyone. This is Dean Esser, and you are listening to the Exactly What You Need podcast. 10 years ago, I started personal training people on the side for $12 an hour. Began bodybuilding not too long after that. That developed into the weight loss industry, and I now have a company, Ewyn Weight Loss Studios, which has almost 50 locations across Canada. I am joined today with my co-host and friend, Ryan Neeb. Say hi.
Hey, Dean.
And today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about making it easy. And what that is making weight loss as easy as it possibly can. Because we all know how difficult it can be. And what we want to do is try and streamline it and make it as easy as it possibly can for all of you.
Interesting. All right. So this will be a good one. So how can someone make losing weight easy?
Well, the number one thing I think is what people generally try and focus on is they try and focus on their calorie intake. And calorie deficit is obviously the start of losing weight. But what you really want to focus on is portion and portion controls, eating the right foods at the right times for the right reasons. And I think if we walked out into the street and asked 100 people, what are 20 healthy things to eat? Everyone can tell us. The biggest thing is they don't know how to put it together, or they don't know when to eat it, right? And what you should be doing is eating consistent meals, every 2.5 to 3 hours, 4, 5, 6 meals a day. That consistently, what it does is it's pretty much like a fireplace, okay? And when you take a log and throw it on the fire in the morning, it starts burning from the coals from before. Then what you do is every 2.5 to 3 hours, you throw it on, the fire's still going then. If you wait over 3 hours, the fire's out, and when you throw it on, it just stops. Okay, and then you got to try and restart that furnace again, right? We don't want to do that. So the consistent eating is one thing you really, really want to try and do, and just try and make your portions better for you. A better portion, a smaller portion, and just consistent eating will definitely help.
With consistent eating, you just eat less per interval, so to speak.
Yeah, like it's still a good amount of food. Most people on our plan say, whoa, I can't even believe how much I'm actually eating, right? It's shocking to them. And then all of a sudden they start losing a lot of weight and they're going, holy crap, I didn't know that I could do this with eating this much food, right? But it's just that consistency of it, right? And I think a way to describe it to people, what I used to do is if you've ever drank a lot of water in one day, and then the next day you woke up and you went, I'm super, super thirsty. Mm-hmm. Why? Because your body's going, where's the water? Where's the water? Where's the water? Well, if you continually eat that way and eat consistently, your body now takes longer to adapt to the food, but it will eventually say, where's the next meal? Where's the next meal? Where's the next meal? Where's the next meal? And that's when you've got your metabolism working for you, right? So, and that's the goal with Ewyn, and that's the goal with weight loss, is not just to lose weight, but to actually have your metabolism working for you. That's the goal, right?
Right. Okay. Well, that makes tons of sense. But you suggest not counting calories.
Yeah, like obviously you have to reduce them, but the best thing is to go for better complex carbs, different things along those lines. But I think a lot of people with macros, micros, all that, it gets very complicated for the average person. It's not that those things aren't important, but what we're looking for is our average person day to day, what's the easiest thing to do for them? And consistent eating is probably the easiest thing for them to do. And just cutting out a lot of processed foods. That's really what you want to try and do.
Nice. I love it. So, I guess we've all seen tips on losing weight at some point in our lives. There's some gimmicky things that most people can pick out. Some other things that make sense, kind of like you said, consistent eating, smaller portions. What tips can you provide on this topic? How much does something like, let's say, willpower weigh in?
Willpower is a huge thing, right? But it's just trying to get that consistency in what works for you and what foods work for you. Here we have a whole variety of different foods for people to pick. So generally, if you find something that you enjoy and that you like, and generally it doesn't feel like a dietary plan. It just feels like a lifestyle change is really what it is. So some key tips for the most part is, I've had people before, well, I don't really want to diet, but I want to try and lose some weight. One of the ways to do it would be, cut out any bread, cut out any pasta, and don't drink your calories. Those three things alone can help you a ton, right? Bread carbs, pasta carbs, and calories via drinking are pretty much one of your worst ones that you can have, right? So if you cut those out, that's one of the easiest ways. The other thing is, drink a lot more water. It definitely helps. A lot of people's problems is, they don't have enough bowel movements, different things along those lines. What you're trying to do is just, if you drink more water, you will actually start flushing your system out too more, right? Mm-hmm. And to add one of those things is to be active. I'm not, obviously I work out, but I'm not talking about working out for everyone, but I'm just saying, go for a walk. Even a walk is a big deal. A lot of people think you can't burn a lot of calories, but you can, and you can burn off some of those foods, whether you go after a meal or before. Obviously the best time is in the morning to go right as soon as you wake up. But, if you consistently do that and move, what you're going to do is burn off some of those calories that you do have, for sure. Right.
Sure. I mean, the other benefits are endless, I guess, as well, right? I mean, with the drinking water, flushing out toxins, just, making sure that, liver function, all these different things for sure. But, that's what a nice little bonus that is, if you're following all the other steps to maybe shed a few pounds as well. And then as far as the exercise is concerned, I mean, just joint function and, I mean, even psychological benefits to it too. Just, what a way to relieve stress. And 100% agree on the full benefit of both drinking a lot of water and exercise. So let's just say, I'm sitting around, I'm consulting with you and I say, Dean, dude, I need to lose 20 pounds. How can what's the fastest way to get rid of this weight?
Drink a lot of water consistently. Make sure you keep track of it. You're looking at 6 to 10 glasses per day if you can. Would be great. Definitely, I'd be on the higher end of that if possible. Fasted cardio. Fasted cardio is huge. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, going for cardio for 30 to 40 minutes, and then eating pretty much immediately after. That's a huge benefit. We talked about earlier about the fire and throwing the log on. The coals are still warm from the night before. If you do fasted cardio, that's like stoking those coals and then throwing that log on. So
right.
It really gets you going. A lot of people don't want to wake up in the morning, it's too early for me, or whatever the case may be, or excuse may be, whatever we want to say. But if you actually get up and do it after a few days, what you'll actually notice is you have way more energy throughout the day. I think you mentioned it before about the stress release and everything. That's a massive thing, right? There's so many things. A lot of the time when people aren't dropping weight, it is because they are stressed, right? And that's what we hear at Ewyn. One of the main products that we have, it helps reduce the stress, right? It helps control the cortisol a lot more, right? And that's what we're trying to do with people because, those are huge issues. And, most people that are coming to us are women that are trying to lose weight, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Obviously, we have more or less, but that's generally your average, right? But, just that consistent eating once again, and then drinking the water at those meals. And obviously supplementation, we're not going to get too much into it today, but having the right supplements for the right reason to assist you in that, to increase your metabolism, to lower your cortisol levels, right? We have ones that do both of those. Those are two of the main products we have. And then you're looking at, whatever goes in's got to go out. I think that's a big thing, right? That you got to tell people, someone will say I'm regular, which to them means they go to the washroom every 3 days, right? But what we want is actual true regular, which should be daily, right? Whatever goes in should go out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're following all those guidelines, for the most part, there's no reason you shouldn't be dropping weight.
Got it. Well, we should probably stop talking about this and start actioning this stuff. What do you think?
Well, that's what we're doing here, right? So we're definitely trying to hit up as many cities as we can, and change Canada, and hopefully one day the United States. With weight loss. I mean, it's not changing any. I mean, if anything, it's getting worse because we're getting into a lot more processed foods, and that's really one of the things that's hurting us, right? So the cleaner you can eat with all your diet, the better off you are. The more complex carbs, leaner protein you can get, the better off you're going to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. That was very interesting.
Well, thanks. Once again, if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe, tell your friends. If you have any questions, anything you want us to cover, email us at podcast@ewynstudios.com. Thanks.